Hello dears, welcome to Beauty of a Heart. I'm Elaine, also known as Lulu. Today I'll be sharing with you dears my top 7 favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palettes in 2019. These 7 eyeshadow palettes are produced in 2019 and I bought them in 2019. Last year, Colourpop has came out with a lot of pressed glitters in a lot of their eyeshadow palettes. Their pressed glitters are not safe for the eyes, so taking this into consideration, these 7 eyeshadow palettes, maybe except just one with just 1 pressed glitters. The rest doesn't have any pressed glitter. And last year, Colourpop has came out with new products every single week. It's very challenging to get them all. Nonetheless, I get all their eyeshadow palettes in 2019 except for those Ulta exclusive that's not sold at the Colourpop website. And in my country, we don't have Ulta. If you are new to Colourpop and do not know which eyeshadow palettes to start off with because there are tons of them, I hope that you can take this video as a reference. There are a variety of colors over here to create different look. So in this video, I will also share with you why I love them and the color swatches. So let's get started. Let's start with the eyeshadow formula first. Colourpop is an affordable brand and their eyeshadow formulas has pretty much been very consistent. And I find that they are improving their formula along the way. Their mattes are blendable and I find that for their mattes nowadays, it becomes more moist and creamy to the touch. At the same time, it does have a little kickback in the pen, but it doesn't matter to me. For their metallics and the shimmers, both are very buttery, smooth and pigmented. Last year, they came out with some new formulas like the pressed glitters, the pressed pigments, and the pressed shimmers. They claim that for their pressed glitters and pressed pigments, they are not safe for the immediate eye area use. For their pressed pigments, they may stain our eyelid. I just need to remove it a few more times, so it doesn't really matter to me. But if you have sensitive eyes, then please avoid their pressed pigments. And for their pressed glitters, please be very careful not to get into the eyes because the glitters may cut your eyes. Pressed glitters are self-adhesive, so you need not use any glitter glue. But if you are really afraid that the glitters will get into the eyes, you may then want to apply some glitter glue to minimize the fallout. At the same time, I learned this trick from that girl Shannon. She was using a scotch tape to remove the glitters at the end of the day, so as to minimize the fallout. So what she do is she will tape the scotch tape all over the eyelid where the glitters are, then tear it off. This will greatly minimize the fallout of the glitters and get into the eyes. But again, if you have sensitive eyes, please avoid the glitters. For their pressed shimmers, these are also new. It's something like the Huda Beauty new Nude Press Shimmers type. It's very soft, buttery and smooth. Colourpop renamed this palette as Blowing Smoke after its release due to some copyright issue. This is a vegan palette. It's a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. There are 3 shimmers, which are this column over here, the middle one, and the rest are mattes. Of the 6 mattes, 2 are with glitter, but when you apply on the eyes, the glitter disappears. So basically, it's just a matte formula. All the colors over here are safe to use on the immediate eye area. Colourpop came out with a 9-pan monotone colors eyeshadow palettes and they are very popular. So after a while they released so many colors, I was secretly wishing that they can come out with a very affordable and good quality grey eyeshadow palette. I'm not a person who likes grey and think grey is very boring. Also, I do not really like dark smoky eye look, but sometimes I just want a change. So this Smoke Glow eyeshadow palette is great for me to create those dark, deep, sultry, glam and sexy eye makeup look. And the number 2 palette is for the first 4 eyeshadow palettes I'm going to mention, they are all 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. So this is also a 9-pan eyeshadow palette. This is going coconuts. When I first saw the product photo, I was thinking, well, that is another neutral eyeshadow palette. And at first, I thought that this going coconuts looks very similar to my BH Cosmetic Glam Reflection Rosé palette. Don't they look very similar? But then there's something about this Going Coconuts palette that pulls me in. This Going Coconut palette leans more towards the cool neutral spectrum, and it has a little surprise for us. There are 6 mattes, which are the color over at the both sides, and this color Get Cracking is a matte with glitters. Again, the glitter disappear onto our eyelid, so it's still a matte formula. And this middle column over here are the shimmers, and they have a little twist. This color Palm Reader, this is an icy white shimmer with a gold flip. And this color Dark Cocoa is an icy shimmery bronze color with violet glitters, and that surprised me and pulls me in. I find that this palette looks much better in person than in the product photos. So in these eyeshadow palettes, there are crease shade, there is also transition shades, the main eyelid shades, the outer corner shades, and also the highlighter shades. So although this is only 9 pan, it has all the shades for different use, and you can create a complete eye makeup look with this. And this palette is suitable for everyday use. So this Golden Coconut palette to me is like water. It's plain yet essential. And the third palette is Lilac You A Lot. There are 4 metallics, which are this and this middle row over here, and some of these metallics are dual chrome. The rest of the 5 shades are matte, but among these 5 shades, 4 are pressed pigments, which is this color Ghosty, and the last row over here, which is this Zoom Out, Iffy, and Filtered. Pressed pigments can stain our eyelid. For me, I will have to remove it a few more times, but if you have sensitive eyes, please skip this palette because it has quite a lot of pressed pigments. There is no pressed glitter over here, which is good. And for me, I cannot resist purple eyeshadow. And this is the palette I'm using on my eyes right now. For purple eyeshadow, I love either a light lilac-y purple or a deep dark royal purple. And I'm much more excited with this Lilac You A Lot than their previous purple eyeshadow, which is My Pleasure. It's also a 9 pan. Pardon me because I dropped this palette on the floor once, and these 2 colors dropped out and shattered into powders, and they got mixed together, so I cannot repress them. But luckily I have them as single eyeshadows. The main reason I do not really prefer this Is My Pleasure palette is it has a number of repeated shades from their single eyeshadows. Lilac You A Lot is more pastel than Is My Pleasure. I can easily create a very soft, girly, sweet, romantic look with this. Although now I'm an old lady, but I still like soft, sweet, romantic and very girly look. So great for dears who like purple and wants to have a more sweet, romantic, soft look. The fourth palette, Strawberry Shake. I did a dedicated swatch and review video for this. I will link it in the iCard and also put the video link in the description box. So if you just like to know more details, please refer to this. For this palette, there are 3 shimmers, which is this Wheat, Delish, and this is the Very Fine. And the rest are mattes. Of the mattes, the middle one, Take a Sip, has glitter, but again, the glitters will disappear on the eyes. And And this shade over here, my milkshake, and this daiquiri, these are pressed pigments. Not safe for the immediate eye areas, but there is no glitter over here. Again, please avoid them if you have sensitive eyes. Same as purple eyeshadow, I cannot resist pink eyeshadows. But pink can be very tricky because if we wear a wrong pink, it will make our eyes look very swollen. But not for this strawberry shade. This palette is filled with bright pinks, bold red and peaches color, so it makes it more wearable. So with this palette, I can again create a soft, romantic, girly look or a glam cut crease look. Yet my eyes doesn't seem swollen. Getting to bigger palettes now, and the fifth palette will be this is a 12 pan palette. There is one pressed glitter over here, and usually for Colourpop, they will put an asterisk sign to indicate that these colors are not safe for the immediate eye area use. So they will either mark it over here in the packaging, the palettes over here, or at the back of the palette, or on the sleeve. They will also indicate on their website. But for some reason, for this California Love palette, there is no indication at all on the packaging as well as on their website. I don't know why. There are also 4 shimmers in this palette and 7 mattes. And this color, the first color here, Diago, this is a pressed shimmer, something like the Huda Beauty Nude Nude. The California Love eyeshadow palette is a very warm, gold, bronzy, brown, natural summer palette. There is also a lot of colors for different purpose, like for the crease, the transition, the outer corner colors, and the main eyelid colors. There is also a mix of mid-tone and dark tone, so you can create a number of looks with this palette. Very usable palette, great for daily wear. And if you dears are living in a tropical country where you have summer all year round and love a warm gold brown look, you may want to consider this. Sixth palette is this Misunderstood palette. Is a collaboration of Disney Infamous Villains and Colourpop. It's a limited edition. It's mainly a shimmery palette. This is a 15 pans eyeshadow, 5 are mattes, and the rest 10 are shimmers. All these 15 colors are safe for the immediate eye area use. And it seems like for all the Disney collaboration, their eyeshadow palettes are all 15 pans. This Misunderstood has very rich, intense jewel tone colors. For some reason, I feel that their shimmers are richer, smoother, and more pigmented than the rest. There are many similar colors between this Misunderstood and this big palette over here. This is So Jaded. This So Jaded palette is a collaboration between Kathleen Lights and Colourpop. Misunderstood palette released way before the So Jaded palette, and I prefer this much more than the So Jaded because firstly, all the colors over here are eye safe, and for So Jaded there are a number of formulas. There are pressed glitters over here and also some pressed pigments, so not very eye safe. I just don't feel there's any sincerity to this big palette over here because I just feel that Colourpop just plucked their existing colors and throw them to make up for this palette. Maybe I will get beaten up by Kathleen Lights fan, but this is how I feel. And thirdly, I prefer a smaller palette than this 30 pan palette. For Misunderstood palette, you can create a rich, intense jewel tone eye makeup look for the evening and also during the festive season. Last palette, I'm going to slap my mouth for that. Talking about big eyeshadow palettes, and here comes the big eyeshadow palette. This is Bare Necessities, and this is a 30 pan eyeshadow palette. This is the Colourpop second 30 pan eyeshadow palettes. And talking about I prefer small palette, but here comes the big one. When I first saw the product photo for this Bare Necessities, I thought that this is an extension of my most favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palettes, which is Give It To Me Straight. Give It To Me Straight is a cool tone mauve neutral palette. So initially, I do not want to get this Bare Necessity, but on a second thought, I want to build up my neutral colors library, so I decided to get it. And once I got it, I didn't regret it. There are 10 shimmery colors in this palette, and the rest of the 20 colors are matte. Of this matte, some contains glitters, but the glitters will just disappear on the eye, so it's still very much a matte formula. The color tone increases as the rose goes down. And this middle row is my favorite row because it has pinky and mauvey tone. The last two rows are the deep darker colors. There is a well mix of colors. There is cool tone, there is warm tone, there is light, medium, and dark tone, and different tones for different parts of our eyes. So definitely you can use this palette to create a lot of different look, from our normal daily look to a soft glam look, to a dark sultry look, and also a romantic, sweet, bridal look. The only thing I do not like about this palette is the background. The background is a light ivory matte background. For such a background, the colors of the eyeshadow will tend to stick and stuck on them easier than the glossy background. And that's why you can see it's very dirty when we use them. So this palette will be great for those who do not have so many Colourpop eyeshadow palettes and very into the neutral, natural look and wants to create a variety of look. You may want to consider this. Alright dears, that's all for the sharing today. Colourpop is an affordable brand. It has very good quality and consistent eyeshadow formulas. So if there's any color that caught your eyes, you may want to get them. The free international shipping purchase amount is 50 USD, and for their local shipping will be 30 USD purchase amount. So question of the day, which is or which are your most favorite Colourpop eyeshadow palettes in 2019? Please comment in the comment section below, yeah? Thank you so much. And last but not least, here's an inner beauty tip for us to be more beautiful and more wise. Don't change so that people will like you. Be yourself so that the right people will love the real you. Thank you dears for watching. If you like this video, please comment, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. May you dears have a peaceful, blissful and joyful week ahead. See you next time. Bye!